Welcome to Western Perspective. I'm Madeline Lombardi. Sandy Angie is putting her hand up to contest Perth Lord Mayor, going head-to-head against Basil Zempilas for the second time. Mrs Angie is putting forward her vision for the city, pushing for a safe and energetic 24-hour activity centre that is family-friendly, increasing residential numbers and better council governance. In this week's feature interview, she vows to capitalise Perth CBD full potential if she becomes Lord Mayor in October. So Sandy, you've announced your campaign for Lord Mayor this week with your vision for a safe and successful 24-hour city. What should this entail to become successful, in your opinion?
So what I mean by the 24-hour city is a city that's on 24 hours a day, and so that it's attractive for residents, and that's, it's not just about, the nighttime economy or alcohol-related entertainment. It's about things that are enjoyable for families and a diverse range of people. So that might be public piazzas and green spaces, libraries, galleries, museums open at night, but really working in partnership across the community to see how we can really get activity in the night at Perth.
So ensuring this 24-hour city plan, will this hopefully kind of put Perth on the global map in a sense as well?
Well, I think the critical thing for Perth is to increase our residential population across our 7 city neighbourhoods. So from East Perth and Claysbrook to the CBD, Northbridge, West Perth, Nedlands and Crawley. So, having people in the city 24 hours a day, helps it increase safety and passive surveillance and security and increase vibrancy. So if there's activity 24 hours a day, that's going to attract people. I mean, this week the City of Perth announced some concessions and incentives to attract more residential development in the city, and the state government also did the same through the budget process in relation to land tax and also stamp duty concessions. But hopefully that will help kickstart residential development in these challenging times. But we also need people to really want to live in the city. So what we saw census night in August 2021 was that 1 in 5 or 6 homes in the city were actually empty. So that could be a variety of reasons, whether they're foreign or regional owners and only living here temporarily, or fly in, fly out. But really, to create a vibrant city, we need people who are living here, not empty spaces.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the consensus is, even around my age demographic and people that I've spoken to, is Perth kind of lacks that sort of 24-hour rotation, especially in our city environment as well. Yeah. Let's talk. You go.
So, I think particularly when we think of ECU opening in the next few years and that opportunity of 10,000 students coming to our city, we need them to want to be in the city for breakfast, lunch and dinner, living here. And so we need to get ready now to make sure that when that university opens, it's set to go. We can't have, the culture, for example, that developed with the stadium, where, personally, I don't believe the city was ready for that. We should have been connecting the city to the stadium so that we're creating a culture of people coming here before or after events and taking advantage of those 60,000 people on game days and event days. Instead, what we now have is a culture of kind of get out to the stadium as fast as you can instead of drawing people into the city. So that's the last thing we want when ECU opens. We don't want students just coming in on the train or bus and just leaving after their classes. We want the city to be somewhere where they're hanging around and studying and enjoying themselves.
For sure, especially with ECU attracting international students as well, who may come from cultures that expect that sort of 24-hour business in that sense. It would be good to see that kind of implemented in the city.
Right. I think a lot of people don't recognise we're actually a really multicultural city. So across our city neighbourhoods, I think it's about over 50% of people were actually born overseas. And so, that's a great opportunity to create a vibrant environment for people that are used to living in cities, that have come here to live in a city. How do we make it attractive so that they stay here?
Let's talk about yourself now. So you're currently serving as a member of the Perth City Council with a broad professional skill set. What variety will you be offering as a candidate to the role of Lord Mayor?
So in terms of my background, I was a lawyer for 10 years and then studied architecture, and now I'm a registered architect and work in the area of residential design, and I've also served on not-for-profit boards for over a decade now, so I think I bring a broad range of experience to the role. I've also worked extensively with not-for-profit and community groups, and I think that's a real benefit to the role as well.
Yeah, so the policies that you've delivered as a councillor for the City of Perth, which stand for urban greening, support of LGBTQIA plus groups and drive tech action plans, do you currently believe there is a lack of this sort of initiative with the current governance of the Lord Mayor position?
So I've put up all those initiatives and they've been endorsed by council. So over the last 2.5 years, I've put up 21 initiatives, one more this week, and out of those 16 were supported by a majority of council. So they're in different kind of rates of progress. Some have been complete. So for example, the lighting of the pedestrian footbridge in East Perth, that's complete. Lighting of laneways, that's complete. Tech action plan is nearly underway. We've obviously established our LGBTQA plus advisory group. So they're at various stages of progress. But I guess the first part of my platform is that, I want to see these initiatives through. I really want to put some energy behind them and really develop them more and see them through. Particularly, one of them, for example, the Main Street Refresh program, which is about refreshing key streets in each of our city neighbourhoods. And to me, that's something that when I talk to residents and businesses across the city, that's something that they're really interested in. So that's not big budget roadworks projects, it's things that make streets more pleasant for people, whether that's landscaping or lighting, such as catenary lighting, artworks and things like that. That's what people would like to see to really enhance their street environment. The other two key initiatives that I've put up, first off in my platform, and noting that I'll be releasing other policies over the coming months as we head to the October election. We've still got some time to go. The idea of a city of neighbourhoods. So I've already mentioned it before. We have a diverse range of city neighbourhoods, and incentives and concessions to drive residential development is one thing, but we need people to want to live in the city. And as I've just noted, census night, 1 in 5 or 6 homes in the city were empty. We need people that are buying those homes to want to live here. So I think build to rent is a great solution there, and obviously student accommodation. Universities are crying out for a student accommodation. And, when you think of the great cities of the world, they're all defined by their great neighbourhoods, their architecture, art and culture, and they're always striving to be better in that regard. And then the third policy or platform that I've put forward is the 24-hour city, which we've already discussed. So the importance of creating a vibrant city 24 hours a day to help attract residents and a diverse range of residents, families, young people, older people, something for everyone to do. So as I said, it's just not just alcohol-related entertainment or bars, it's things that, an ice cream parlour that's open late, where people can enjoy, and lighting grassed areas like where we're standing now, so people can grab an ice cream and sit and relax, not having to be inside or like I said, alcohol related entertainment at night. It's a diversity of offer. So I think we really need to work collaboratively with a lot of people to make that happen across our city neighbourhoods.
Amazing. So stemming off those policies that you've mentioned a bit earlier there, and of course what you're wanting to implement as well, I guess one of the faults the current Lord Mayor was heavily criticised for was his stance on homelessness within Perth City. Will you be implementing as well better policies to combat the current state of living crisis within our CBD as well?
Yeah, so dealing with homelessness is ongoing for the City of Perth, and that's really a thing that we have to collaborate with the state government on. So, I'm proud that the City of Perth carried out our Safe Night Spaces trial, which is set to conclude later this year. And that was something that was part of my campaign platform in 2020, was this idea of a safe night space. And so, although that's closing down, we're now, the city is looking at an alternative, in terms of format or place where we can carry on that service. Because I think it's a partnership with all of these things. It's a partnership working with state government, working with the private sector to deal with, issues in our city together.
Beautiful. And if elected, what would you change or like to see continue in the role as a final note as well?
So
what would you like to see sort of continue in the role or see change fit to what is currently happening, just I guess as a final note, if there's anything you'd like to sort of mention?
Yeah, I guess a vote for Sandy Angie is a vote for modern and a progressive city, a city that wants to grab new ideas and work collaboratively across the community to make Perth a world-class livable city. So I think that for me is key.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sandy.
Thanks,
Appreciate your
Maddie.
time. Thank you. And that was Sandy Angie. You can read our weekly premium news stories on the WAMN Extra News Club, supporting independent local news and keeping democracy strong. And now here's Leo Puglisi with what's coming up on 6 News Tonight.
Thanks, guys. On 6 News, Labor and the LNP pick candidates for the Fadden by-election as the federal opposition looks for its first electoral win in more than 12 months. The Greens offer a compromise in the Albanese government's signature housing bill, and fallout continues after 3 ex-Hawthorn players named themselves as complainants in the ongoing racism investigation. Watch live on our YouTube channel 24/7 and our website 6newsau.com. For now, though, it is back to you.
Thanks, Leo. And that's all from Western Perspective for this week. We'll be back with you next Sunday. Until then, Ivan and Melly, it's back to you two.
Thanks, Maddie. And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have the latest news on our website, wamnnews.com.au.
Don't forget to subscribe to the WAMN Extra News Club so we can continue our work in the community. Full details on wamnnews.com.au/news/extra. From Melly and myself, wish you good health, enjoy the WA Day long weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching.